Sex crimes against children are seen as the worst crimes in the world. Most people believe that it's evil to have sex with a child. Hell, a lot of people believe it's wrong to talk to kids about sex. And all those people would consider themselves to be better than a pedophile or a child molester. But what if they aren't? Right? Now, I'm not saying that they are just as bad, right? Or they're bad people. I'm going to prove that we cannot know if you are a bad person or if you are worse than a child molester. Here's why. We can't be sure that someone is better than a pedophile unless they have the same disorder and they actively choose to not harm kids. What I've noticed is that even people with a lot of vices will still claim that they are better than a child molester, right? So I know a YouTuber that goes by Destiny, right? You've seen this guy. He's a streamer. He does he talks about politics, gets into debates with people. He considers himself to be a good or decent person. But we don't know that. And we have no reason to believe that. Because every vice that Destiny has, he fulfills. Let me explain, right? So Destiny has talked a lot about his past and the things he's done, right? With very little shame. He felt like cheating on his wife, and he did. He felt like having tons of sex, and he did, right? He has sex all the time. He's a hypersexual bisexual, right? He felt like doing drugs, and he did. Anything he feels like doing, he does. And anything that he is bothered by, he doesn't do. This goes for a lot of men. They will do whatever makes them feel good. That includes aggressive things like taking revenge. So if so many people will satisfy every other urge they have, right? Because Destiny is not alone here. There are so many people who will just satisfy the urge they have. Right? They'll take revenge, they'll take drugs, they'll do everything. You can easily imagine that if they were pedophiles, they would satisfy that urge too. The urge to touch kids. Because every time they want a thing, they get it. This seems plainly obvious. Okay, now, listen up. I'm not trying to get pedophiles off the hook. Child molesters are still evil for not resisting the urge to touch kids. But I feel like most people wouldn't resist the urge if they had it. So they're not better, right? In order to prove that you're better, you would have to be a pedophile and actively resist the urge. In a world where pedophilia was more common, most people will come to the conclusion that touching kids isn't bad, right? Because what I've noticed is that I think that things that are common are considered to be okay, right? Like the desire for revenge is common. So taking revenge is seen as fine, right? And I feel like if something is common in a society, people will come to the conclusion that it's alright. In a lot of Muslim majority countries, it's actually common for grown men to touch boys, right? And I feel like a lot of people don't see a problem with it, right? In a lot of Muslim majority countries, it's common for grown men to marry child brides. And a lot of people don't see a problem with it. There was a story about how Somalia had a temporary ban against child marriage. It was temporary because Muslim men protested against it. Because in their society, it's common to marry children, and it became normalized, right? So I think that things that are common are going to be seen as okay. It isn't that you're a good person. It's that you are raised in a society that says doing certain things is important. Such as saying please and thank you. Or offering people things when they look like they need it. Opening the door for someone. It isn't that you're a good person. It's that humanity is more likely to do the thing that is common. Because it's common. I believe that in a world where 70% of men have pedophilic disorder, they will come to the conclusion that it's okay to rape kids. Because it's common to have that desire. So, and a large portion of men wouldn't fight it. I believe in free will. I believe that in that world, it would still be terrible because you're not resisting the urge to do the bad thing. Free will is the ability to resist an urge. It's possible for you to not scratch your nose when you're itchy. It's very hard, but it's possible for you to not do it. I think free will is necessary for there to be evil. In a world without free will, you wouldn't say that people are evil. You would say that they're dangerous, right? But evil requires free will. So now that I've said all that, what do I think about myself? Am I a bad person? Do I think that I'm not better than a child molester? All I can say is that I don't know I'm better. Because if I was a man with a high sex drive and I was a pedophile, I don't know if I would resist the urge to touch kids. So I don't know if I'm a better person. You have to walk a mile in someone's shoes. So we might never know. I'll leave you with this. Is being a good person about not having a bad urge? Or is it about resisting a bad urge? This is a thought I've been having for a while. Thanks for listening.